First and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchaha, Kwadash. I want to say double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, where we learn his knowledge, wisdom, and truth from. This is Salakama Ka'amah from the Virginia branch of Great Millstone, or in Salakia, Shalom Lobacharium. That's peace to the elect. But like I said, this is Lakama Ka'amah from the Virginia branch of Great Millstone, back with another lesson, and Lord's will, I'll get to the point. But I want to read this before I go into this lesson, because the name of this lesson is Jake is waking up to their true identity. So this is Jonah 1:8. It says, "Then said they unto him," well, Salaki, let's go. I'll start at 7. It says, "And they said, every one to his fellow, come and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this evil is upon us." So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon Jonah. "Then said they unto him, tell us, we pray thee, for whose cause this evil is upon us? What is thine occupation? And whence comest thou? What is thy country? And of what people art thou? And he said unto them, I am a Hebrew, and I fear Yahweh, the power of heaven, which have made the sea and the dry land." So I brought that out because verse 8 basically is where a lot of Jake that's waking up are at. You know, they're saying, I'm an Israelite. I'm not a heathen anymore, man. I know who I truly am. And this a lot of people say this Hebrew Israelite thing, and you know, I know what people mean, but it's more than a thing. It's actually a movement, you know, and this is a prophecy, of course, but it's bigger than just a thing, you know, because when you say this is a thing, people think it's just for a certain time, but this is the beginning of the end for the people that have been having reign over us. It's our time to wake up, and it's our time for the elect to rise up and flip this thing upside right. So I'm going to go into the definition of movement, right? And the movement goes from late 14th century. And I'm going to go through a few of them. It says change of position. So is that not spot on, change of position? Because if you go to 2nd Ezra 6:9, we realize that there's a change of position. Esau has it right now, but Jacob held on to his heel for what? He is the beginning of what cometh, you know? It says a start, an instigation. Let's go. It says a change of position that does not entail a change of location. So, you know, just because we're not in our land, that still's not going to stop prophecy from you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans waking up to who you truly are. It says a natural event that involves a change in the position or the location of something, right? And that something is you Jake, you know? This is and it's not even, I'm Salaki, that's not even the definition I want, because this is not natural. This is subnatural, you know? Here we go. That's the one I want, Salakia. It says a group of people with a common ideology who try together to achieve certain general goals. Well, what are goals that us that are waking up to who we are? What are we trying to achieve? The kingdom, where everything's our right side up. It says a series of actions advancing a principle or tending toward a particular end. So when Jake wake up, they go a little crazy. Oh, I'm an Israelite, this and that. I'm proud. Then what? What's another step of the series of actions? They start going into the scriptures more, you know? They start realizing I can't eat this, I can't do that, I can't move this way, you know what I mean? And sometimes it takes some Jake longer than other, but it's still a movement. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So anyway, what I wanted to go into is about Jake waking up. Right here, this is an example. You know, in my time off, I like to listen to podcasts and stuff. And right here are two. Um, well, I'm not even gonna call them rappers, but they have a podcast. And on the left is ODM Slim, and on the right is Spodie Face. Now these are people from uh, the West Coast, California, Los Angeles area, and they were heavily into gangs. Both of these gentlemen are into the Crip gang, right? And they're known as reputable people in their gangs, right? So I listen to ODM Slim's podcast all the time, and what I noticed about his intro was he would, when he first started his podcast, he would just put on rap music, and he'd be like, "Yo, this is the ODM Slim show." But like I said, this is a movement. So us with that spiritual eye side, we start picking up on little things. And what ODM started doing in the beginning of his podcast, his intro, he would like he'll cut the. It won't even be no music at first. He'd be like, "I want everybody." This is what he would say. "I want everybody to put the Most High first." And he said it the first time, and I was looking like, okay, because some people, they just believe in God. So then I started watching his appearance, and he stopped being like lined up. His face started looking scruffy. His hair started growing, no line up, right? So I'm like, so he started saying it more and more again, and then the gentleman to the right is on a podcast with him and another guy, Spider Lope. Now these are all, like I said, these are all Crips. So, they don't get me wrong, they still niggas. You know what I mean? But I'm landing on something. And I started he's known as a reputable too, into all the nigga shit. But I started noticing the way he started conversing was different. He was thinking with his head more than just reacting off of his rep. He started speaking about how so-called black men need to start getting together and stop gang banging on each other. As simple as that. Basically promoting some type of peace. So one day Spodie Face came out and said, "Yo, I'm a Hebrew Israelite." And I heard ODM Slim say he's a Hebrew Israelite too. Now don't get me wrong, like I said, these guys are still in the world. So they still, talking that talk. They still probably smoking a tree or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's the beginning of their own movement. But in totality, this is a movement. Because 5 years ago, all they knew that they was niggas from LA and they was gangbangers. But the scriptures say something totally different. I'm gonna get Romans 9:26 just for edification. This is a prophecy. This is Romans 9:26, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people," right? Where it's just saying you ain't shit but a low, you broke, you just niggas, spicks, wetbacks, engines, right? And it says, "There shall they be called the children of the living power." So that is a part of a waking up. We're waking up to our true identity, regardless of what our enemy says. And our top enemy is E. So we're gonna go to Psalms 83 real quick, because this is what they wanted us to. They didn't want us to wake up to who we are. This is Psalms 83:2. It says, "For lo, thy enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consented against thy hidden ones." And thy hidden ones is the Most High's hidden ones. The Israelites are considered as Yahweh's hidden ones because we're hidden in plain sight. It says, "They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasharahla may be no more in remembrance." It says, "For they have consulted together with one consent, and they are confederate against thee." So our enemies, starting with Edom, Esau, and down, they want to keep us ignorant to who we are, but you can't stop prophecy. Now you got it to the point where these guys right here are, who are straight niggas, and they, don't get me wrong, they still doing nigga stuff, but they're, you never know, depending on how the Lord feels, they might wake them up out of that spirit. You know what I mean? They're already slowly realizing who they are, and that's going across the four corners of the earth. People are waking up to who they are, that they're not who the enemy told them who. But matter of fact, here we're gonna go to Romans 13:11. And I ain't gonna make this long, but this is just the point. Romans 13:10. It says, "Love worketh no ill to his neighbor." And remember, I said Spody Face. Now he's a Crip, and I believe he's from Rolling 40's Crip. Now they got rival enemies on the other side of the town, but now he's, you know, basically breaking bread with his so-called enemies, because he realized that it says, "Love worketh no ill to his neighbor." You're not gonna get nowhere killing each other. It says, "Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law." So look, what I said, bros start learning they can't. I'm not even gonna say bros, but men start realizing if you're Israelite, you ain't supposed to be lining yourself up. You don't start, you start changing your appearance, your countenance, I should say. It says, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe." So we know that, the ones that's in the know that, we're at the end of this thing and our salvation is very close. So you're going to see a lot of people start waking up, because we still got to wake the elect up. We still got to wake up 144,000 and the rest of the one-thirds, one-third Salakia. Because, part of that waking up is realizing, I can't keep doing what I was doing before. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 3:19, I believe. I want to say, yep. Well, I'll start at 18. It says, "Let no man deceive of himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise." Yeah, because just because you look the part in this world, it's not going to give you salvation. You could be the man in the streets, man on TV. You could be the man to the women. But if you ain't living the correct way in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, you're going to be a fool. It says, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness." And how many times, especially like with that gangbanging stuff, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You get put out in the likely manner of how you maneuvering, and that's not helping us at all as a people. But it is all of the Lord. Romans 12:12, real quick, just to land back off of that. It says, is that what I wanted? No, I'm still out here. Romans 12:2. It says, I started one. "I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service." And that, of course, that's what we do, us men on the highways and byways, right? "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." It has to start with the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. Yeah, so that's part of the waking up. You have to renew your mind, that the lob, because we've been taken out of who we truly are. Let's go to Jeremiah. Come on now. Jeremiah 17:4. It says, "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever and ever." So the Lord, is very upset at us for not following the law, statutes, commandments. Basically moving like a heathen, being a heathen. Spiritually. So man, I say that to say this. At this time now, it's time to come back, man. Come back to the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, our Father and His only begotten Son. Because the only way we get to through Salaki, the only way we could get to Yahweh is through His Son, Big Bro. The Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. So this is all reason being to if the Lord blesses you with the inkling of the truth, to keep digging at it, keep carving away at it. So if you guys like the guys I just showed on the video, on the picture, if it will behoove you to keep growing. It doesn't happen overnight, unless the Lord wants it to. Because man's goings are of the Lord. Hey, let's get that real quick. This is Proverbs 20:24. It says, man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? Yeah, so if you get a little inkling of it, man, try to soak that in more and more, because there's only one that is called good, and that's Yahweh. So we trying to strive to be in likeliness of Yahweh Shah, I think that's all I wanted to get. Let me get this Proverbs 9 and 10, because like I said, the guy ODM Slim, right? He changed his intro because he just wanted, he was just repping himself or whatever he was into, but he started putting first thing first, pray everybody praise the Most High. Let's keep the Most High first. And, like I said, we look at that with a spiritual eye, and, this is it right here. It says, the fear of the Lord Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. So, hey, man, off first thing in the morning, me speaking as a man, I wake up and I praise the Lord, and I thank him for waking me up, because at any given, like I said, Proverbs, man's goings are the Lord. At any given time, he can knock, he could take us out, he could take the light away from us, he could bug us out, so it's really important to fear the Lord, because that's the beginning of wisdom, man. And hey, at the end of the day, man, just because you've been in the truth and doing the work, and I don't mean that you got a ride on a chariot. We got to remember that. Hey, let me get this and I'll close out with that. Salakia. Spirit bouncing around a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. This is 1 Peter 4 and 18. And it reads, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So, hey, man, it's going to be some elect members that might get saved at the last drop, right where he, I'm just speaking, but like, let's say the fire, ICM, ICM, we're going to leave it at that, is about to hit the spot where certain brothers might be at. And right at the last second, the Lord might save them, might get beamed up, So that I say that to say, man, if you got an inkling of this truth, man, keep pushing, man, to soak up the game, soak up as much knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as possible, and try to live as righteous as possible, And I'm not saying these guys are going to wake up the whole way and, be on the highways and byways and waking up the elect, But, remember where you started at when you first, woke up, This thing is about to come in as a flood, man. So, hey, man, with that, man, I hope this was edifying. Until the next time, man, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachahak, Dash. Double honors to the apostles, a great millstone who well and teach well. I want to say Kwam Yasha Allah, more love a ball. And I want to say, before I close out, keep fighting, man. Keep fighting. This is just because we know who we are, man. That's not the end game. Let's not move like these Christians out here saying they already saved and nothing has happened for them to be saved yet. So with that, I want to say shalom.